Hello everyone, welcome to the electromagnetic engineering lecture series. Into the last lecture we have seen the magnetic field intensity due to the line charge, and today we are going to see magnetic field intensity on the axis of a circular loop due to that ring. So I will draw this, so you will understand the concept. So this is a circular ring and we have to draw. So here is the axis of circular loop. On the axis of circular loop, we have to find suppose we will take one point on the circular loop. So here I will take one point. So that point will be, suppose I will take that Q. So we have to find the coordinates of that Q, and this is the Z axis. And now on the circular ring, suppose I will take one small part. So I will denote with this blue shade. So that blue shade represents some part we have to take on the circular from the circular ring, and due to that part we have to find out the magnetic field intensity, and afterwards we have to take an integration. Due to this total ring we have to find out the magnetic field intensity. So due to that part we have to find out the magnetic field intensity. Before that I will complete y-axis. This is the y-axis and this is x-axis. X, Y and Z. So we have to find out, due to this small portion of differential length, we have to find out. Suppose I will take this point, small part. So as compared to the ring, we have to consider it as a small point. So P, we have to find out the coordinates at that point P is. What about the radius? So we have to take the radius of this circular ring, that is R. Again it is we have to think it is a cylindrical coordinate system. So R, some angle will be there, that is phi. And then what about the Z coordinate? Z coordinate is 0. Now we have to find out this part also, because we want to calculate, due to this point we have to find out the magnetic field intensity on the axis of the circular loop. Okay, so what will be the direction of R bar? So direction of R bar towards point Q. So we have to find out the coordinates of the Q. So what are the coordinates? R, phi, Z. So R is what? Radius at the axis, it will be a 0. What about the phi? Now if you are considering this is a cylindrical coordinate system, so we have to consider the same phi at here, and we have to consider Z. So this Z distance will be there, so we have to take as a Z, some distance will be there. Now what is next? We have to find out dH bar. So dH bar, if you are finding dH bar, it is I dl bar cross AR bar divided by 4 pi R square. What is this? It is a Biot-Savart's law. Okay, so by using that we have to calculate the H bar. So every time you have to find out the Biot-Savart's law and you have to find out the magnetic field intensity. In that we have to find out AR bar, we have to find out R, we have to find out DL bar. So first of all we will find out I DL bar. I DL bar is I. Now what is the direction of that that differential length? See the differential length. So differential length, it is in direction of what? So it is a R, DL bar is what? D phi, means it is moving in the direction of a angle, that is phi angle. So this is angle what? This is angle was what? This is a phi angle. Suppose I will draw here this point, it will be, this angle is what? Phi angle. So phi angle will start measuring from the x-axis, so it will complete up to here, that is 2 pi. So we know that phi angle measure from here 0 to 2 pi. So we are moving on the direction of a d phi. Okay, so I d phi, but we can't write that d phi as it is, because we have to multiply with the radius. We have seen in the vector part, when we have started with a vector introduction, that time we have seen that when you are saying that r d phi, then it is multiplied with the radius. For other things, suppose it is moving into the z direction, then it is you have to write a dz. If it is moving in the direction of a r, you have to write as a dr. So, but here it is moving in the direction of a phi, so it should be r d phi. So that is the change. And what is the unit vector? It is moving in the direction of a phi bar, because we have to write, this is a vector quantity, so we have to write I r d phi a phi bar. Now what is next? That is AR bar. So AR bar we have to calculate. AR bar, how to calculate AR bar? R bar divided by mod of R bar. Now what is R bar? R bar. So R bar, how to calculate R bar? R bar is equal to final minus initial minus R AR bar, phi minus phi 0 plus Z AZ bar. So that is R bar. What about mod of R bar? Mod of R bar is root of r square plus z square. Okay, so that's it here for the R bar. Now AR bar, if you are calculating AR bar, you can directly calculate AR bar. Just for simplification, I just to take 2 steps. You can directly calculate R bar also, AR bar also. So AR bar is minus R AR bar plus Z AZ bar divided by under root of r square plus z square. Okay. Now put the values into the DH bar. So DH bar, we have this DH bar, IDL bar. So what is IDL bar? It is I R d phi a phi bar cross divided by, so I will write here this term, that is 4 pi. What is r square? Now r square means it is, this is r square means you have to remove this root. So r square plus z square raised to 1. Okay, so I am writing this because after that we have to simplify this. So cross, what is AR bar? We have to remaining to what? This is AR bar. AR bar is here minus R AR bar plus Z AZ bar divided by r square plus z square raised to 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 plus 1, that is 3 by 2. So I R d phi a phi bar divided by 4 pi r square plus z square raised to 3 by 2 cross minus r AR bar plus z AZ bar. Now what is remaining? That it is a vector multiplication. Now a phi bar cross AR bar, a phi bar cross AR bar. What will be the happen? What will happen with the a phi bar cross AR bar? We have seen into the last lecture also. A phi bar cross AR bar, if you are finding, it is r phi z. Sequence is what? R, then phi, then z. But here it is a phi cross AR bar, then it is minus AZ bar. Okay, and what is next? That is a phi bar cross AZ bar. So a phi bar cross AZ bar is phi there, then it is AR bar. Okay, so this sequence is correct, that's why it is plus AR bar. Now we have to multiply this I R d phi a phi bar cross AR bar. We have to find out a minus AZ bar 4 pi r square plus z square raised to 3 by 2. If I multiply this inside, so it will be a plus r AZ bar and this a phi bar. If I multiply, it is z AR bar. I just multiply cross product, I take a cross product with a phi bar. And now what is next? So next is first step is very important. In this step, this AR bar we are going to eliminate. Why AR bar we are going to eliminate? Because you can see here this radius, suppose we are taking the radius r is equal to 5 something, exactly opposite, there will be a opposite radius will be available at here, that is minus 5. So that force which is appear across that AR bar, that will get cancelled. So what will remain is what will get cancelled, that is AR bar. Why? Because this point is having two components, right? That which are the two components? R AZ bar plus Z AR bar. Okay, exactly opposite, there will be this AZ bar vertical component will be the same, but horizontal component is going to be minus, but quantity is same. So it will be a minus minus Z AR bar. So if you are adding both all these, when you are at the integration at the last, it will get cancelled with respect to this. So that's why we have to eliminate this AR bar, because it is exactly opposite, same horizontal component is available. So I will remove this AR bar. So I R d phi 4 pi r square plus z square raised to 3 by 2 R AZ bar. Okay, now we have to calculate DH bar. When you are calculating H bar is equal to integration of this R going to be R square IR square d phi divided by 4 pi r square plus z square raised to 3 by 2, and the limit is having, for the phi limit is 0 to 2 pi. Okay, so how to solve this? It is very simple. It is no any what we call consideration like R is equal to tan theta, like that, because it is a differential integration with respect to d phi. So it will be directly, we can put the integration of d phi. There is no any phi component, so it will be a phi. So I R square d phi, it will I R square, constant is 4 pi r square plus z square raised to 3 by 2, and d phi is phi 0 to 2 pi. Okay, and when you are finding the final answer, you will get H bar is equal to I R square divided by 4 pi R square plus Z square raised to 3 by 2, and it will be a 2 pi. So this pi get cancelled, this 2 will remain, that is I R square divided by 2 R square plus Z square raised to 3 by 2, and that is H bar. Now if you consider that suppose Z is going to be a 0, means this point is on this plane, this point is on the plane, this Q point is on the plane of the XY plane. So what will happen? Z is going to be a 0. So if Z is equal to 0, then what will happen? This H bar is equal to, here one more point is remain, that is AZ bar. Okay, when you are putting Z is equal to 0, it will be I R square divided by 2, Z is going to be 0, R square is to R cube AZ bar. So it will be H bar is equal to I divided by 2R AZ bar, and that is this is also solution, and this is the also solution. This solution when the Z point is on the XY plane. So that time you have to give this solution. H bar is equal to I divided by 2R AZ bar. So we'll solve one problem on this. So here is one problem. Two circular coils are located at the Z is equal to 0 plane. So Z is equal to 0 plane means this is X phi axis, Y XY plane. Z is equal to 0 plane means XY plane. So one coil is on the z is equal to 0 plane, and second coil is z is equal to 5 plane. So z is equal to 5 plane means it is z is equal to 5. Centered at the z axis, so centered at this z axis, the first coil is having the radius of 1 meter. So this coil is having radius of 1 meter and current of 10 ampere. Current carrying this loop is 10 ampere. The second coil having radius of 0.5 meter. This coil is having the radius of 0.5 meter. Current carries a current of 20 ampere. So this is 0.5 ampere. Sorry, 0.5 meter radius. 20 ampere current carrying. Calculate the magnetic field intensity H at 0, 0, 2.5 meter. So 0, 0, 2.5 meter means x-axis is 0, y-axis is 0 and z-axis is a 2.5 meter. Now this distance is 5 meter. So 2.5 meter means here at this point. Suppose I will take this as a m later. So 0, 0, 2.5. So we have to find out the magnetic field intensity at this point center. So we have formula, this H is equal to I R square divided by, H bar is equal to I R square, it is AZ bar, 2 R square plus Z square raised to 3 by 2. Now we have to add both that magnetic field intensity due to this upper circle and magnetic field intensity due to the lower circle. So how to add that? So we have to find out H1 and H2 first, then we have to calculate magnetic field intensity. So H1 bar is equal to, we have to calculate H1 bar, that is I1, I will say H1 bar is equal to I1 bar, I1 R1 square means that bigger one loop divided by 2 R1 square plus Z square raised to 3 by 2. Now Z is equal to 0 for the lower circle, so it will be I1 is current for the first loop is carry 10 ampere. So 10 into R1 square. What is R1? R1 square. What is R1 is given radius of 1 meter. So 1. 2 in this Z is equal to 0. So R1 square R raised to cube. So radius is 1 meter. So into 1. It is AZ bar. AZ bar. Okay. Here is the AZ bar. So we have to find out, it is Z1 is what? Z1 is not 0, it is 2.5. So Z1 is, distance is 2.5. So it eliminated. So 10 into 1 divided by 2. R1 they are given 1 plus 2.5 square raised to 3 by 2. If you do this calculation, it will come like 0.256. Okay, so 0.26256 AZ bar it will be. So you have to find out for H2 bar and you have to find out total H bar. Okay, so find out due to this disc how much current will be there, how much that magnetic field intensity will be appear at this point. So you have to take Z2 is equal to also minus 2.5 because we are moving in the downward direction. So calculate it and tell me how much the answer will be. So this is for the homework. So in the next lecture we will find to the magnetic flux density and we will see some problems on the magnetic flux density. So thank you for the today lecture. We will meet into the next lecture. Thank you.